In this video, we are going to create a pattern. We can create any kind of pattern with model in place for our roof element. So first of all, I'm gonna hide my AutoCAD file here because it's kind of disturbing me in 3D model. Here we go. And after that, I'm gonna use this column because I need to attach it to the top. So I'm just going to make a match properties if this order is going to work now. So it didn't work. I'm just going to here level S5 60 centimeter. I'm going here level S5 plus 60 centimeter, and here we go. And the next step is going to create a pattern for our floor. So here for our roof, so here it's supposed to be the rooftop, and I would like to create some kind of pattern which can create a shadow for our rooftop. It's going to be nice and useful. So we can create different type of pattern. For example, we can use aluminum or wood elements. We can use shaded design. We can, for example, create Islamic design. We have so many options. So first I'm gonna just pick my roof, and I'm just gonna pick my roof, edit in place in top view 3D. And the next step is to turn on the wireframe because we want to see where is our location, because it depends on your design. You, as your wish, you can, for example, create your elements such as L void. You can create it like a rectangular, you can create it like a box. For this design we can create different type, but I'm gonna use the box element. So for creating a box element, I can get my ideas from the box, my beam system category box. For example, I will create this void box inside my beam system. So the things we need to do first, we need to go pick a plane, and for doing that we need to turn on the shaded again, pick a plane, and here we go. Then we will move to the top view and we are going for creating our pattern. So we are already in a void. Then we are going to click on rectangle, wireframe, and after that I'm just gonna create a, for example, the depth will be 1 meter, and after that offset I'm just going to create something like 1 meter, maybe it can be good, and I'm going to draft it here. It seems it's a good proportion. You can create your, for example, box in a bigger or a smaller size as you wish by using the offset system. And here, then it's time for here we can create one, and we can copy paste it because as you remember this size was the same, so we can just use the copy paste. Multiple even constraint is working here. Pick your point which you want to copy and use your copy tool. As you see, we are just copy horizontally and vertically. We are not moving around. It can help us to do our process faster, but we also should remember we do not need to all of our boxes. For example, here it's not useful because as you see our wall is located here. So now we are kind of done, but we need to create one manually here because the size was different. So we will go here one, and we are just going to create it here as well. After that we are just going to say okay, and one of the view, for example here we are going to have this view. So right now you want to move your void with arrow. So for accessing the arrow, you can just click one time in your screen, and after that go pick your void, again come back, your arrow will be here, and we are just going to pick it up like this, and then we are going to select cut. Let's see what we did so far. We are going to 3D view, shaded, and as you see, we created our amazing pattern here. And even though we can create some shaded elements inside of this, for example, for this project I'm gonna use rectangular or square pattern. You can use, for example, cylinder, or any kind of, for example, classic pattern. Maybe we can even design some sort of classic pattern, so we are not going to just create a simple design. For doing that, I'm just going to use the column, because, or let's see, we have a beam or no, so I'm just going to, I can put it in column category, or I can put it in roof category. Roof sounds much more better. I'm just going to pick roof, and I'm gonna put the name of shade, for example, uh, roof element, shadow element, or roof, just roof element. Let's say okay, and we are going to pick the plane because we need a workplace. And guys, this one is going to show you which workplace you choose if you are, for example, lost your workplace. So after that, I'm gonna start my designing process. For having a better visualization, I prefer to go to the other way, or for example, the shaded was alright. So here I'm going to create my pattern and use extrusion. It's one of the best option right now for me, and I'm going to, for example, draft one pattern as my wish. For example, let me create one rectangle or a square here. So I'm just going to create something like this one, and after that we can change the size, for example 15 by 15, because when you are working with BIM software, it is much more better to work more accurate, because when you're working, for example, with 3ds Max, you are not going to have information building after that. But when you're working with a Revit, it's a BIM software, building information modeling. It means that the software is for a specific building working mostly. The information, it gives you the information, and of course modeling. So we are going to choose offset, for example. Here I'm gonna go for 5 centimeter. Oh, it's a lot, 5 centimeter. So I can just grab it here, or I can go inside as my wish. Let's do it right now with this way. And after that, or the other way was better, so I'm just going to create it again, 5 centimeter. And here we go. Oh, it's a very huge amount. Okay, here we go. And actually it was not the best option. So we can create it here, and after that we can go for doing some editation as our wish. For example, what kind of design we want to have. I'm going to rectangle again. I'm going to create some rectangle here as well, because I have one idea right now in my mind. You can use a different way to process your design, or you can use this way. It's always about in what kind of way you are thinking that time. For example, it just came to my mind. and I'm gonna immediately apply my process with this way. So here we go, and then I'm just going to grab these lines, delete them like this and this. After that I don't need these anymore, so I'm gonna just create something like that. I'm going to front view to locate it in the right position. So for located in a right position, it's better to use, for example, one line here, and after that use MV, your move modifier, move it to the center of the line. We need to turn off the constraint. Here we go. Then we delete this line. So, and here is best. So we are going to have different options. You can individually just copy paste it right now here, and after that extrude your model, or we are going to use for example the other modifier such as array. It depends on your preference. If you use a array modifier or for example copy paste it here, it both can work and it's not going to be different. So I'm just gonna create it now and I will see what did I do. So I need to take my extrusion out here. I take it here and here. So it seems something is wrong. And yes, of course. So we did a very like a kind of mistake. We created this rectangle here, which is totally wrong. And we created when we were putting a wrong measurement. So I'm just gonna click OK, and here we go. And I will just place my model here. Gonna change the location. So we need a wireframe. Here we go. And after that I will change the material as well. For example, it depends what kind of material you would like to use. Maybe concrete, black concrete if we have available in our library, or metal. Well, let's check it out. Create a new material, my roof element. We are going to rename it my roof element. Here we go. And after that I'm gonna just see what type of material I prefer to use here, because we don't have any building information from our project. So I'm just going to see what type of concrete is available for me, like here black joist. Let's try this. It's a very good option, and yes, I'm just going to use this one. Here we go. It's a really perfect design for now, and it's really in a very well built material. It suits our project. I'm going to the top view, and now I'm going to use array tool. By just clicking on array, you are going to have two options, last and second. Second means when you're moving your object and putting the number, it's going to consider the dimension you, for example, created. If you move your option here, for example, by 10 centimeter, and you choose the number, it's going to create each element by 10 centimeter. But you can just easily click on last right now, because we are going to have this option. And after that I'm just going to put the number here, for example 8 maybe. Let's see, yes, it's a good number and value. And after that, when you are done, you can just go here, select all of them, make a group here, or it's already grouped, so you can create one more group element. It's already grouped because you use the array tool. When you are using an array tool, it's going to create a group by itself. So the next step is to go and copy paste it. I'm just gonna use the copy, and I'm going to pick the center line of my box. Constraint will be open, and choose. So let's see. Of course, we are going to have some different problem, or we can say issue, because these boxes are smaller than these one. So we need to change, for example, the size. So I'm just going here and choose one, ungroup it, and choose one of these, Control C, Control V. So when I grab it here, I move it here, and after that I'm gonna go for example, my array system again, but I need to finish the group, or I can just ungroup this element, and after that I'm gonna use array modifier here from last option to create it here, put a value of 6, 7, works better, and after that I'm gonna grab them and use Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I will choose a, for example, convenient line, or let's see, so I'm just going to Ctrl C and Ctrl V, so I can place it here and move it with my keyboard arrow. Here we go. And after that we are going to copy paste it here as well, CO. So I need to come out again, choose them, CO, I forgot this one. Now I'm gonna pick the center line, multiple is on, so I can just easily copy paste my elements. The next step is to copy paste it here, but we will see like they are in a bigger proportion. We need to fix them by going to delete this element and change the, going to pick it ungroup. After that we have access to our arrow, and we can just use the arrow location to adapt it to our ceiling here. Go back and continue our copy, or I prefer use the array system again, so I'm just gonna use it here, and I will add value of 6, 7 again. Here we go, and I can pick all of them, move it a little bit more center, and after that use CO copy option, pick the center, and click our box, for example here as well, and for example for here we can use this element as well, but for example here we require to have 8. I can just go here and edit group, or I can just come out and pick them, delete, move this one, and use the array again, use the value of 8. Here we go. And after that I can just grab them, use the value of 9 maybe, let's see. Yes, it's better. Then I'm just gonna pick them, move it in the center. So it's going to be the same here. For example, it's 8, here it's 9. And it's not in the same location, so I'm just going to use this one for CO. And I'm gonna use the center line here. But we need to change the proportion probably because it's inside. So I'm just going to use edit group, ungroup. Actually we are just going to ungroup all of them, so I'm going to pick them, or here we can use this method and ungroup all of them. Then we are going to choose all of them again. So we need to remove them individually. And maybe we can use match properties element. Let's see. So it's in a model in place. So we can use it in model in place maybe from our match properties modifier. But it's not working here as well because some of the elements is not supporting. Sorry, so we are just going to move our elements. Here we go. The next step is to go back to shaded and copy paste these elements. Here we don't need to do any editation because it's already the same. Just copy, and I'm gonna use the copy system here. As well as here, and we are all set. Now we can go check it in 3D view. We will see we are going to have these detail level elements, which you can see it's not even a box. So it's a very well designed right now. You can do different type of, for example, opening a space. You can use your element system with a different material. You can draft your elements horizontal, vertical, or even with angle as you wish. In the next videos we are going to work for the windows and doors. Also, if you will see you have a problem here, for example they are not in a vertical option, is for example is different, you can just go here because it's obvious which element is not in a right situation. You can just select them and move them down by using MV and just bring it down. Here we go. Let's see, for example this one is also required to be changed. It wasn't in our selection, so now everything looks fine.